Hi, I'm Sarah Silverman, and I want to invite you to Arena Stage this February to see my semi-autobiographical, semi-conscious, but fully enjoyable new musical, The Bedwetter. It's a story about growing up different from everyone else, the insanity of family, being a bedwetter, and a dash of clinical depression. In other words, it's about the year I was 10. The Bedwetter, February 4th to March 16th, only at Arena Stage. Visit arenastage.org for tickets today.
You want me to take your advice? I walked in on you touching yourself to an episode of That's My Mama. I don't want to hear what the fuck you have to say.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Look who was here first.
Bonjour.
Why are you so quiet?
Buongiorno.
Then there's Chris.
Everybody in my house has the flu.
Well, I have the vid. This is round 3.
Jesus.
Round 3.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've had the Paxlovid.
I had that the one time I had COVID.
Well,
Oh, he has disappeared.
That Paxlovid is fucking beautiful.
Some powerful stuff. There you are.
that Paxlovid is some shit.
Yeah.
That's what we just said. That Paxlovid is some kind of stuff.
So you may or may not agree, but everything tastes like I'm sucking off a roll of nickels.
I did not have that experience.
Yeah, everything has got a metallic taste to it. I don't care what it is. I tried to drink a little bit of milk the other night to go with some cookies, and I was.
But you know, when I had COVID, I was convinced before they did the test that I did not have COVID because my taste and smell were not affected at all. And
See, I was convinced too that I didn't. I thought I just had strep throat. I didn't get the weird stuff until I started taking the Paxlovid.
yeah, I woke up the morning.
The weird stuff.
I woke up the morning of, and I was like, well, I feel like I can still. You know what? Let me have a cookie and see if I can taste it. So I had cookies for breakfast just to prove that I did not have COVID. So
that makes sense.
yeah. So I had cookies for breakfast and COVID. So
I got in bed on Thursday night last week after coming home from the bowling alley, and it was Thursday or Friday night, and just uncontrollably shaking.
oh,
Uncontrollably shaking.
like with
And
a
I'm
fever?
Well, yeah. I'm like, let's check my temperature. Okay. It was 101.1.
Oh, good.
And so I took some Tylenol or whatever else, and all of a sudden the fever dropped to your favorite frequency and mine, 99.9. And then it went back up, and it went back. So I went to the doctor and got the Paxlovid, and all of a sudden I'm sitting at a nice and cool 97.3.
Okay. It did not work that fast for me.
So, but I still feel like fuck. But I mean, this is 4 or 5 days to it now. So
Okay.
Now, have you consulted Robert Kennedy about this? To make sure it's okay to take any of these medications? I don't want you coming down with like some sort of terrible thing, like maybe the autism because you took something.
That's from the vaccine, Wally. Duh.
you know, it's funny. I was going through a bad mobile spot, and I heard something about RFK, and I'm like, oh God, there's a punchline here somewhere, but I'm going to have to wait. Yeah, do you see him on the airplane putting this blue shit in his water or something that's supposed to prolong life or whatever the fuck he believes in?
No.
Yeah, it was. He's done. He's a
These guys all think they're going to live forever. They do. But somehow they think they beat the odds.
Speaking of autism, I got an email a couple of weeks ago, and it was like,
that was the part that I missed.
huh?
That was the part I missed.
The autism
thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, this one more. Fuck. Go ahead.
I don't know what you just said. I heard fuck. That's all I heard out of that. Anyway.
All that matters.
Yeah. I got an email and it said something like, would you like to, there was very little to it, but it said something like, would you like to be on my show? It's on Facebook at this link. And so I looked at the link to see what it was. And it's this autistic guy who has like a podcast that's only on Facebook. And mostly he's in North Carolina, and mostly he interviews people in his local community. And he said in the email, it would be about your job. And so I assumed that he was a listener to, Live One or whatever.
Hello, Jess, right? What is it like being sex worker?
I still have not been proven wrong about that. He may very well be a listener. I said, yes, I would be on the show. I actually posted a link to it on my Facebook page.
You are the best.
Because I thought, well, let me do his show. That would be fun. And so we do it over Zoom. Obviously, he's in North Carolina. He gets on the Zoom and he goes, in 5, 4, like there's no conversation. In 5, 4, and then he is reading his sponsors, and he does it really fast. I have no idea really what
he's got sponsors. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he's got sponsors.
North Carolina's got sponsors.
Yeah, well,
we're sitting here together off. What the fuck?
Well, as far as I know, he never says cunt on his show. So yeah.
Who are his sponsors?
I don't remember, some local, I think mostly local business.
Oh, okay.
I honestly had a hard time.
What the fuck?
I had a hard time understanding a lot of what he said, but he started immediately. He didn't introduce me at all. He just said, Jess, you have said that blah, 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 blah. And I was like, when did I say that? Oh, it's on my website. He went to my website and he just looked at everything that was on there and got all of his questions. And then every time I answered a question, he would say, that is interesting. And then go on to the next question. And then I finished answering what turned out to be the last question, I found out that it was the last question because he said, thank you to blah, 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 blah. I'm Jackson Roble, and just shut off the Zoom. That was it. It was done.
Hey, you know what, Jess?
You know what?
That sounds like some of the dates you've been on.
It does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord have mercy. Thank God he didn't find your other website.
I so love that you did that.
It was, how could I not do it? How could I not?
My cheeks are so happy right now. They're hurting my eyes. They're in the smile mode. It's so outstanding. Now you sent the link because I want to go check and see if
I didn't send it. It's on my Jess Wright Radio Facebook page.
So goddamn good. But it says a lot about us, doesn't it? That the autistic guy who goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 has him a podcast with sponsors.
And then meanwhile, Wally couldn't figure out the microphone on Zoom. Yeah.
Right. I can't even figure out how to get the fucking thing on.
While Wally and I are slamming each other on top of each other. That's why we don't have sponsors, Wally.
That's why we can't have nice things. Oh, okay. Another story. Totally unrelated.
Oh, God.
So I've been taking this acting class for acting for audio, it's called. And it's like a 15 or 16 week class. And it's taught by a guy who has done all kinds of theater and stuff and also has taught acting at the university level. And I did not realize when I signed up for a class called Acting for Audio that it would be acting. Not like I thought it would be, here's some text from a book, act this out. No. It's acting exercises. It's over Zoom and it's in front of a camera. Like you have to do acting I'm so uncomfortable. But anyway, every week we have homework and we have to do, the homework is some sort of acting exercise. So one week it was recreating a 2-minute slice of your life. Another week, it was partner work where you had to, he gave us a very generic script and you had to come up with the storyline that went with the script, you and your partner. And then I forget what the first one was. But anyway, when you do this, since the class is over Zoom, most of us are sitting like I am right now in front of this computer. What the hell are you doing?
I'm just moving.
Oh, most of us are sitting like I am right now in front of this computer. But then when you do your exercise, you have to be in a space where you can move around and they can see what you're doing. And so we would add our phone. So we're on the computer and the phone, take the phone to wherever it is we're going to do the thing and do our thing. And there is one person in this class who every single week has 7 minutes of technical difficulties figuring out how to get from the computer to the phone and get the audio and the thing working on the phone every single week. The same person. She is a younger, prettier version of you, Wally.
Yeah, I was going to.
Wait a minute. Now, does that include the cock or not?
All right, you guys.
I don't know if she has a cock or not.
Truth be told, I'm in transition. I'm in the class.
Well,
It's me, Jess.
we are all female now legally.
So my acting is obviously been good enough to fool you who have known me for over 30 years.
Also, you don't look black in this view either.
Well, I turn out the lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do it because I get a lot of, I'm very pale. I get a lot of reflective light.
Mhm.
So I take care of that.
Yeah.
I just want to submit that Wally's just using a reverse negative filter. That's all.
Oh, now it all makes sense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I am, as you know, technically advanced enough to know what the hell Chris just talked.
Yeah, of course you are.
I'm right there with it, you guys, right on top of things.
So you're going to be taking a trip to the Gulf of America soon, Wally?
Yeah, you know, I one of my friends posted the Gulf of America picture. Not necessarily a friend, but a Facebook friend, somebody I knew from high school, and but never pals. But you know, so what? And I posted the very famous. It's been changed several times, but a famous Ann Richards, former governor, dead now, of Texas, where she came up with the phrase, you can put lipstick on a pig. She actually said you can put lipstick on a hog, call it a girl's name, I forget, Evelyn or something, but it's still a pig. And then some people commented about that, or gave a couple of things. I haven't read them. I got to go back and see what it is. But yeah, so fucking goofy. You know, the thing about Gulf of America is
that's not what the name of it is.
There's South America too. So
he's accidentally been inclusive. Oopsies.
Yeah, he's been inclusive.
I actually trolled Google in 2 different ways last night because I had some free time on my hands.
Good.
So the first way was that I did, because I saw this going around and I pulled up Google Maps and I typed in Gulf of Mexico and I watched the word change in my search bar. It changed the word for me to Gulf of America.
Oh,
hold on one second. Let me,
pull up the... Google agreed to do that.
Yeah.
I got to pull up the chat thing on this. Hold on. Where is this chat? Okay. So check this out. So somebody was saying, oh, Google Maps, blah, 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 blah. Google Maps, blah, 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 blah. Guess what?
What?
Apple Maps did the same fucking thing. Look.
Oh, I was seeing yesterday Apple Maps didn't.
Yeah. No, they've done it today. That's Apple Maps right there.
Hold on. It's loading. Oh, yeah. Fuck them. So I went, as I saw it on the map, I watched it change the word for me from Mexico to America.
Uh-huh.
And then the map opened up and there's the Gulf and it says Gulf of America. And so I right-clicked on it and I screen recorded when I did this so that I could post it. I right-clicked on it and I put add a missing place. And then it says, what's the place that's missing? And I put Gulf of Mexico and then tourist attraction, like outdoor and recreation tour. You had to put all this stuff, what it is. So outdoor and recreation, tourist attraction, I put Gulf of Mexico. And then I saw another way you could troll Google over it. And so you do a Google search for Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America comes up. There's 3 dots and you can report incorrect information. And so I did that. And then it said, what's the correct information? And I said, it's Gulf of Mexico. Stop being stupid. And I got an email confirmation for that one saying, thank you for your suggestion. We will take this under review and let you know if it gets changed. And I got that idea from a whole bunch of people on the internet. So Google's going to be busy, I think, for a couple of days.
What about Apple Maps? I mean, there's nobody to complain to there. There's nobody to complain to at Apple.
Nobody. You can't.
No, they're all fucking bots.
See, as of last night, people were still saying Apple Maps hadn't changed it. So that must be since just today.
That was a today thing, yeah.
One of my friends who lives here in Maine, a college friend, he posted a rename to Gulf of Van Halen.
I saw a couple people changed it to Gulf of Fragile Masculinity.
It's just, I'm going to use the word, it's so fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to use that word again.
Well, look at what I'm talking about. Look at the 2 guys I'm talking about.
Well, I realize this, but now all of a sudden, Wally's voice is way down here at the bottom instead of...
Yeah.
Are you at all worried? Has it all entered your mind, or either one of you, that to talk bad about Trump or Musk on the Facebook, they might search you out and like do bad shit to you?
I figured Google's going to report me.
I am.
Well, something's going on with your damn mic. I just need you to fix that shit, please.
What's wrong with it?
Now if you do that, it's okay.
Maybe I was just moving around a little bit.
No, now it's shitty.
Huh. Strange. Is it okay now?
It'll work.
I wonder if it's on the mic.
Oh, that's much better.
Oh, there you go. Must have been coming unplugged.
Must be.
But I am a bit concerned that those things that we may post, that I may post, heinous, will come back to bite me in the anus.
Well, yeah, because Zuckerberg's sucking up to him, so Zuckerberg's going to hand you right over.
All those fucking guys are sucking up to him.
Mm-hmm.
All those tech billionaires. This really is like fucking a Soylent Green or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucking weird. I don't know. It's as bad as the news when you watch like MSNBC.
Oh, I don't do that.
The Chicken Little, the sky is falling, and then you watch Fox, and it's everything's fantastic. Well, it's neither one is true. It's always it's in the middle.
I had an accidental conversation with a woman who voted differently than me the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I did not know her well, so I was not going to really tell her to fuck all the way off. But she basically she used this example of why she needed to vote for Trump. She said, imagine you're in a car going downhill and your brakes don't work. And you have the option of either hitting a bunch of kids in the street or hitting a tree and killing yourself. Who do you kill? I said, well, I have yet to feel like my options are down to murdering children or suicide. So that's maybe why I didn't vote that way.
I'm going to do exactly what Trump and the rest of them should be doing. I'm going to slam it into park and take a look at what's going on around me. That's going to be my option.
Yeah.
How about slamming? See, because that's the problem right there. We've only got 2 choices. There's nothing else we can do. It's either my way or it's kill the kids.
Well, but also
she kill the kids.
Quoted the $50 million in condoms to Gaza to build bombs with. And
which is entirely untrue.
Yeah, I know.
Those condoms, there were condoms, but they went to Mozambique for AIDS prevention.
Yeah.
And it only takes. So because I'm a nerd this way, but also just because I don't write about it, I don't counter anybody's posts about this shit, but I want to know for myself. So it takes about 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes to find the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them do it.
Mm-mm.
They just take it for gospel. Holy shit, we sent the condoms to Gaza. Yes, because the Jews wanted no more Palestinians to be born.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump didn't want to have to move out extra Palestinians when he takes over the area.
Mm-hmm.
It's so just fucking bizarre.
By the way, I have not had time to research this today because, my job, but I did see that a bill has been introduced. I think it was by a congressman out of Georgia to authorize Trump to begin negotiations to buy Greenland and rename it Red, White, and Blue Land.
Yes, I saw that too. I haven't researched either.
Is that the thing that's going to make the eggs cheaper? Because
I don't know. Did you see this in just all this world stuff we're talking about today? In California. So, one of the things that we all have had issues with is insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening. I didn't hear the whole news story, but the news story is essentially insurance companies in California have run out of money to pay for insured people's losses.
Mm-hmm.
So the state is stepping in to with a big cash influx. Here again, now, this is where shit goes bad. Here again is the government, which lots of people hate, bailing out private industry because they are about to fuck the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the government getting rid of the the protection agency that oversees banks and shit like insurance that oversees that those people don't fuck
the FDIC,
the consumer protection agency, consumer protection board,
the CFPB
or something like that.
Or something.
Yeah, CFPB. So they're getting rid of that because they don't want they'll all do the right thing. Of course they will. That's why California is spending money to do what insurance companies said they would do, but can't do because and you think any of the fucking people who make, $30 million a year at those insurance companies said, well, take some of my money to help. Hey, look our bonus goes up because the state is going to pay for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cocks.
Yep.
It's fucking insane. I did get a flu shot and the COVID shot a couple weeks ago. And I went to the Hannaford pharmacy. They don't take the insurance, which is, by the way, United Healthcare. But the United Healthcare won't use the Hannaford pharmacy for whatever reason. The flu shot, I don't know which shot it was. It was either the flu or the COVID shot, is $278 for the shot.
Now, is that Looney's?
Whatever the pharmacy is. I don't know what Looney's is. What was that?
The Canadian currency.
Oh, Looney's.
Yes.
No, but that being said, here's a place where I agree with Trump, but I also agreed with Biden on this. We should not be paying $278 for any fucking inoculation or whatever immunization when everybody else is paying $10 for it. We're carrying the weight. This country is. Mm-hmm. We should be paying the same amount. Stop fucking us to stay healthy.
I mean, we got to get rid of the lobbyists.
Well, fuck yeah.
And that's been true for decades, no matter who's been in office.
There's also that third party. Remember I'd mentioned to you, I don't know, a 3 months ago about those discount pharmacy cards?
Yeah.
The Martin Sheen routine?
The middleman who negotiates. Yes.
The good RX.
Yeah.
The good RX. Yeah. They do nothing but increase the price.
That's correct.
They increase the price. We don't necessarily see it, but they charge the pharmacy more and then blah, 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 blah. They're another reason. Get rid of those motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do. So there's so much grifting. Everybody's got their fucking little hand in there.
But
20 cents. I need 40 cents. I need $2. Before you know it, to us, it's $120 more than it should be.
That medication that I had to fight my insurance company to get, I had to jump through all these hoops and pretend to take medications that I didn't actually take, just so that I could say that one didn't work for me, so that I could get the one that I wanted. And then when they finally approved it, they didn't approve it to a really affordable amount. It ended up being, I mean, I could do it if I had to. It was $70 a month.
Yeah, but ugh.
But still, that's $70 a month.
Yeah, ugh.
And everybody can't do that. And then I went on the website of the manufacturer of the drug and got a coupon that brings it down to 30. And I have now renewed that coupon because it expired in December. So the manufacturer sets the price. The insurance company says, that's too much. We're not going to pay all of that. We're only going to pay this much. And then the manufacturer is like, oh, then here, you can just have it for $30. And the fuck?
So, well, the fuck is, that somehow the federal government is paying that $40.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere it's getting kicked back somehow, either in a Medicaid discount or other things.
Even if they're not, it probably takes cost the manufacturer $1 to make it.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's being generous.
Yeah,
so $1 absolutely. To make it, and then they're charging hundreds of dollars to get it because it's not out of the what's that period called where you can't have a generic.
I don't know.
I can't think what it's called. But there's a time period the patent. They have the patent for this long.
Okay.
And then once that expires, then other companies can make a different version of the same drug and make generics. So as of right now, they hold all the power on this medication. It's the only one like it. And as long as they own that patent, they can charge as much as they want for it.
They want to suck it dry before the generics come on, because there will not be one generic. There will be 4.
Yeah.
And some of them will have a different inert ingredient, so they can call it something else along the way.
Yep.
It's and the bogus part about that is most of that research that makes those pills, or a lot of it, is federally funded dollars that creates it through universities and blah blah blah. I mean, private industry does it too, but a lot of it is already federally funded and paid for. It's insanity. Now, if Mr. Trump, the president, if he was going after that shit, I'd be fucking so happy.
I mean, if he was getting rid of lobbyists, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'd be happy.
He profits from that, and Elon profits from that. So
he's pulled back on a lot of his stuff. You notice how there was just a news story that he demoted the two top ICE people because they've only been arresting 1,000 people a day instead of more. But have you noticed that, or may not pay any attention to it, but most of these arrests and most of this ICE activity is happening in Chicago, New York, Colorado, no agricultural states.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because then we wouldn't have those funny colored-looking people to pick up the apples and pick up the wheat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
That's exactly right.
Now, that's why. Wait, now listen. Now, listen. I'm not a racist, but we need the people that have the qualifications to get the eggs from under the chickens. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And then kill the chicken.
Yeah.
Now you got to choke the chicken first, Wally.
Choke the chicken.
And finally, we get around to Chris's expertise.
God, it's so funny how all of a sudden you say something about the darkies and Congressman Cotton Picker comes out.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I disavow any of that conversation.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what he's talking about. I wish he wouldn't say things like that, but Jesus Christ almighty. He's right. There ain't nobody else to pick him.
There isn't.
No, there's not.
Because they'd have to pay white people a whole lot more money to do it.
About to say, who are they going to use? My aunt and your sister? I mean, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
My sister out there rolling around fucking wheelchair. But you know what? She can only do it if she had the former picker behind her pushing her chair.
You know, I picture my aunt who's kind of thyroidless or something, and your sister out together picking whatever. Okay. And one of them gets pissed off at the other. And my aunt pulls the fucking Nellie Olson.
Hey, can my mom go on that trip?
Yes. There's extra room.
Speaking of the Nellie Olson, did you see, what is that blonde bimbo's name who used to be on Fox? And then
I'm sorry, you'll have to be more specific.
Right?
I know there was so many. Then she was over on NBC for like 2 coffees.
Amy Robach?
No, not Amy Robach. The mightier than the hell. What the fuck's her name? Now she's on like the Patriot Network or something.
Britt McHenry?
No, what the fuck? Anyways, she's all upset about the possible reboot of Little House on the Prairie because she's worried it's going to be too woke. What the fuck is that bitch's name? Oh, God damn it.
Megyn Kelly?
Yes, Megyn.
Oh, there you go.
That
There you go.
cunt.
That's all you had to say was
right.
cunt, and it should have been given. When you said cunt.
If you look at, she was all upset. I believe it's her. Yeah, that's all upset about they're gonna go woke with.
Can you imagine? Just all of a sudden, Little House on the Prairie with John Amos.
With who?
John Amos. And pick some more. I mean, it's
If you think Little House on the Prairie was very, if you want to call it woke, but they dealt with all kinds of shit.
Oh, Melissa Gilbert is not having it, though.
No, Melissa Gilbert fired right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they had black folks on the show and they talked about slavery and
It was woke already.
Pregnancy and all the tropes.
well, God damn it, Jess. Now it's going to get woker thanks to you and your people.
You're welcome.
Okay? Thank you.
They'll deal with abortion at some sort of backroom abortion at
Did they not already do that?
I don't know.
You don't remember when they took the hanger up Nellie Olson's hoo-ha? Found out it was Merlin Olsen's kid. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
But they had the homeless kid. They had the black family. They had a blind. They had handicap.
And lately, I guess people have been talking about this because on the TikTok, they've been showing like little 5-minute pieces of the last episode where they blew everything up in town.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, the last episode, they blew up the entire town.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why the next movie after that was called Return to Walnut Grove, because they went back to the city that they, blew up. Everybody got to torch their own building. It was really neat.
Oh, really?
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, you go to YouTube, and it's called The Last Farewell.
I really thought you were setting us up for something.
No, I wasn't setting you up. I was setting you up to watch quality fucking programming. That's what I was trying to do.
Well, my wife and I were talking a couple of nights ago about there's so much. Actually, my son was talking about it too. We were looking at Netflix and then switching on, trying to find something to watch, right? And there's fucking all kinds of shit to watch, but it's so fucking bad because there's too many. It's like radio, and this is what I compared it to. It's like radio. There's too many, and there's too much need for content, and most of the content new sucks. It just sucks, and particularly a lot of the foreign stuff, the stuff they dub. It's so fucking horrible.
I can't watch the stuff they dub. You know how I love me some trash TV, some trash reality television.
Yes.
But I cannot do the dubbed with the subtitles. I can't do it. I have a hard enough time. Some of this, like one of the shows I like is 90 Day Fiance, and that whole they have a whole bunch of spinoffs of that. And the problem for me is that many of the people don't speak fluent English. And so you have to read what they're saying because they'll speak it in their native language, which I just feel like is so rude. Like
Chris,
I'm trying to do other
our
things.
Little girl isn't so liberal anymore.
I feel like if they're coming to America, they should speak American. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
I'm kidding. I don't think
that. I think you should be able to speak it fairly decent. If you're going to be on a TV show making money that Whitey is watching, you might be able to speak so Whitey can understand you.
I mean, I don't think that that's necessarily possible because the way the show works, it would.
Well, the other thing about those shows is a lot of those shows, my wife says this all the time. Jody says it all the time. It's background noise, which means she's doing something else. So she wants to be able to hear.
Yeah.
She doesn't have fucking time to turn and and
I'm almost always doing something else while I'm watching TV.
And you're absorbing the TV. You're taking it in, and you got to be able. You have to be able to hear what the fuck they're saying, in case you don't want to go. Oh yeah, I watched all 3 of those episodes. Boy, I missed every fucking one of them.
Mm-hmm. You know what I use TV for? Seriously?
What?
I mean, at the end of the day, seriously, to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I like to have a little bit of comfort noise on to fall asleep. And it's always got to be on a TV show that I know what it is.
So that you're not like, oh no, what's going to happen?
Right. So it's always like Three's Company or Night Court or Las Vegas or something like that I know all the words to.
Right.
You know, so that I can just fall right asleep.
There's just that comfort zone in there.
Mm-hmm.
That I've been watching some. I think I watched all the Barney Millers they have, but I wish they'd bring the next season because I've been watching old Barney Millers, which I fucking really enjoy.
I got to tell you, I can't decide whether I like the later seasons or the early seasons, but I don't like anything in the middle.
I like my favorite seasons are the ones that have Dietrich.
See, and mine were with Fish.
Oh, I liked Fish too. Don't get me. Well, Dietrich and Fish were there together at some point for a while. They were there for a while.
And the Oriental guy. I'm sorry, the Asian guy. Well, whatever we want to call him now. Yeah, he was great.
That fucking time he got high. Mushy. It fucking just knocked me on my ass.
Also, the Jewish guy I love though. Hank. What was his name? Max Scale.
Oh, yeah.
Max Scale. And then there's also Hank Landersberg guy, I think is his name. With the big glasses.
Yeah, that Dietrich Landersberg.
Yeah. So that was Dietrich. Okay, I love him. I never knew his name.
Yeah, I like it. I've sort of thought of myself, I'm sort of a little like him. That's not in looks or anything. But he knew a little bit about, he could fix this and do that and change a tire and do some electrical work. And he'd always done something. They said, like, whenever he'd been in, they'd say, like, oh, well, there's the banking situation. Oh, I worked in high finance for 6 months.
Well, you see, and TV watching has always been backwards for me. So the guy this Dietrich guy, he was on the Golden Girls as Stan and Dorothy's psychiatrist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when I saw him there and then I saw him on Barney Miller, it's like, I got to watch Barney Miller. Okay, I like this guy. Yeah. That's just the way it works.
Those old shows. And I also like the other thing that I absolutely believe, the writing was, because there wasn't a lot of sexual innuendo. There wasn't a lot of swearing. There was no swearing. But the writing was so fucking good.
Mm.
The writing had to be. Now, in order to say fuck you back on a Barney Miller show, it took a couple of lines. Now they just say fuck you, and it's
right. No, it was more fun when you worked up to it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When you had to work your way around the censors is what you had to do.
Yeah.
And I know I've come up with enough old TV references before, but we've had, legendary fights in our family. Okay, just fucking legendary fights. And my mom, dad versus me and older brother. And I remember my father shot one off to my older brother that says, You want me to take your advice? I walked in on you touching yourself to an episode of That's My Mama. I don't want to hear what the fuck you have to say.
That's my mama.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But I thought you were going to say to rerun.
No. Now, rerunning Shirley Hemphill, you never saw them together, did you?
No, I
See?
didn't. Kind of curious. Oh my god, that's kind of funny. I've been watching a lot of older fucking. It's comfort food a little bit for me. Because it
reminds you when the world wasn't so fucked.
That's it. There's a nostalgia there.
I think that's why kids who were not alive when Friends was popular are now watching Friends and like they're fanatical about it the way that people my age were when it was new.
And they realize people can be friends.
You know? 6 people can sit together without looking at their phone. They can actually talk, have a conversation, disagree, all of that bullshit. All of the crazy stuff that we used to do when we used to talk and chat and throw barbs at each other. Now you can't fucking say anything to anybody without them going, "What the fuck?
What the fuck, Wally?"
Basically.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The fuck, man.
It's fucking. You just can't. It's you almost take your life into your hands being kind. And you're not trying, you're just trying to be kind. Like I'm a smile guy. Jess, that's when the corners of your mouth, they come up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I don't know her.
Yeah. But I smile at people often, all the time. If I make eye contact with somebody, I will smile just to say, hey, how are you? And hope you're having a good day, whatever. I get many scowls. I didn't used to get scowls. People used to smile back. No, now they scowl and sort of avert their eyes.
I mean, you lost me at eye contact. I don't.
People don't do that.
Never heard of her.
Right? No, I don't believe. Do you purposely avoid eye contact, or do you try to make eye contact?
I basically just mind my own business.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in your same zone, Jess. It's not odd, but see, I'm not. I'm a gregarious, I'm a gregarious 60-plus-year-old fat guy.
I've told you though how, and this wouldn't apply to you because you've been in the same place for forever. But when I moved from New York to Texas, what a big culture shock that was for me, because in Texas, strangers would make eye contact and say, "Hi, how you doing?" And I was like, are they going to mug me? What's happening? Help! Help! And I didn't know what was happening. And then after I had lived in Texas for a year and had sort of adopted that.
Don't talk to me.
Basically, who are you calling?
New York. Shut the fuck up.
Who the fuck are you calling ma'am? That was. But then after I'd been in Texas for a year or so, and I went back home to New York for Christmas or something, and I was walking through the mall, and apparently I was making eye contact and smiling at people, and the crowds parted to make room for the crazy lady that was looking at them.
Oh, no, I don't think that was
SWAT call.
I don't think that was crazy. I think that people might have thought you more belonged in a special home.
Well, that's always been true.
Yeah.
Just ask my mother.
The early times of my moving, when I was moving Massachusetts, Vermont, New York, Virginia, yada. I've never really experienced until now, more now, the not looking at me. Maybe I'm just gotten ugly and I'm turning people's stomach. I mean, that's possible.
Yeah, it could happen.
I could be like a sedative, I guess. I don't know. But people definitely do not like to make as much eye contact anymore. And it's really weird. I don't understand what the fuck's going on. I mean,
crime.
Yeah. Jess, I still park my car at the Hannaford. Half the time I don't lock it. In the summer, I can leave the window down. I mean, if I'm in the city, I don't. I lock it because there are a lot of there's a lot of homeless folks, and they steal shit for whatever reason because they don't have shit and they want shit. So, but here there's not a lot of homeless people out here. I couldn't tell you. I've never seen a homeless person out where I live.
Oh, you can tell us one.
No, I have not ever seen a homeless person out where I live.
Oh, okay.
I've seen some meth heads for sure. And now, if I see a meth head when I pull into the parking lot, I will lock the car. I will lock the doors. But yeah, for the most part, no, don't see a lot of that until I get into the city. And when I say the city, it's not like what you would be used to, Jess. The city is, 35, 40,000 people. It's not a big giant place or where you are, Chris. It's not the city's not giant. You got to go to Portland for that to get you 100,000+. And even then, I mean, I understand a bit. I've lived in Los Angeles. I know what a big city is, but yeah, nothing here like what people are talking about. My friend, my cousin who lives in Texas she was just giving me a lesson on crime, and she thinks it's all, according to her, it's all crime in Texas is committed by undocumented,
of course, yeah,
workers and Mexicans,
or it's cow on cow.
Who?
Exactly, cow on cow.
I wonder when they're going to start going after the priests.
Yeah,
I wonder when they're going to go after all those people in Utah that have got many wives.
Yeah,
there's so much other shit we could worry about.
I mean, first they gotta pass that bill that will make it so that if you are married and took your husband's name, you can't vote anymore.
Well, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's the law.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that?
I hate to cut it short, but the Paxlovid is going straight to my asshole.
Is it?
It is right this second. So
well,
I'm going to go.
Us with you.
No, I'm not.
You made it a good effort. You made it most of the show.
Yeah,
Best
really
wishes.
did.
I'll talk to you all later.
All right, feel better.
Thank you.
He was already faded. I'll see you later.
I ought to be. I'm going to be anus down in 20 seconds.
Close it down, man. We don't want to hear. Close
At
it
least
down.
hit mute, Chris. At least
Plop, plop,
Yeah.
fizz, fizz. See you later.
mute.
Yeah. Don't want to hear any Jackson Pollock artwork in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank God he left.
Thank God he closed the app because
I thought he forgot to close the app, and we were about to hear a really bad bracket.
there are two check boxes when I publish our show every week, and one asks if it is offensive, and I always put yes, and the other one is it controversial? And I always put no, but I feel like if we had live shitting on the air, I would have to change that.
Oh yeah. That would be. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's not controversial. People shit.
Not publicly.
And they take their phone into the bathroom and shit. You know what's the grossest? No, there's lots of gross things, but I see this because, as you know, I will only pee in a public restroom.
Mm.
That's it. But I hear people talking on their phones in the shitter and doing their shitting business.
Mm-hmm. Chris is probably one of them.
And then, but then just get out of the stall, do the little whatever flush, if they flush, and just walk out of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is going on with that? And do not, and I see employees of certain places, I'm not going to announce any of these places, but I see employees doing it.
In case they want to sponsor us.
Right. Yes, of course. But I see employees at the fucking Walmart. I mean, walking out. And then what do? They go back to the cash register and touch your bananas and your apples and they have not washed their hands and they pissed and shit and wiped their ass and had their phone. It's like, this is just nasty shit, Jess.
Yep.
And I only see the men's room. And I know that
I'm sure women are not much better.
The women's rooms can be just as nasty.
They can be gross.
And by the way, it's not a restroom. Have you ever gone into the bathroom and rested? I think I'm going to come in here and rest.
Not unless they have a nice cushy couch.
Yeah. Listen, I've never been in a place that fancy or classy.
Well, not at like the Kroger or anything. They wouldn't have that. But like maybe at some I don't know, event or something. There have been.
I have been to places where they have had a guy in the men's room with mints and
towels
and spray, like cologne and
but then you got to tip somebody in the bathroom.
You do. And even when I don't use it, and I've only been in those bathrooms a few times in New York and DC maybe. And I tip, but I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to eat mints from the bathroom.
No,
because
of the spray.
Well, just in general, well, they're wrapped. Yeah, I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
They've been in the shit house. I'm not opening a gummy worm.
Will only use my toothbrush. My toothbrush has to have a cover on it in my own bathroom because the spray.
Yeah.
When you flush the toilet.
Oh no, our toilet is well away from our sink.
It gets into the air though. It doesn't matter.
Oh, now you're making me feel a little something come up in my throat.
Cover your toothbrush. Put it in a cabinet. Do something.
Yeah, I have an electric one.
Yeah, same.
I do take it apart,
and it's got the little plastic cover on the brush.
But so I take the head of my toothbrush off because what I don't like is no matter how much you fucking rinse that motherfucker, when you pick it up after about a week, it's got that little crusty at the bottom of the charger.
Yeah. I just wash that off every week.
Yeah, me too. But here's the stupid. I wash it off by holding the charger thing under the water, and I take the toothbrush
Wally.
and go clean it with my toothbrush. No, I really rinse it. I mean, it's just toothpaste. I mean, that's all it is. It's dried toothpaste. But I use it to clean that thing. But I got to get a new. How often do you change the head on your toothbrush?
About twice a year.
Yeah, I
right around the time I go to the dentist.
Every month, I don't know. But I think you're supposed to.
I don't think it's every month.
I change mine when it starts hurting my gum.
Yeah,
it's worn down. And I'm okay. It's time for a new one.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 9 months, could be a year, could be 6 months. I don't keep any track of it. I
really only think to do it when I have to go to the dentist. And then I do it like in the week before I go to the dentist because then I'm like, let me make sure my teeth are extra clean.
Now, with your dental care, your dental hygiene, do you floss or water pick? Or do you not do either?
I don't do either every day or even every week.
Well,
I have a water pick, but it's so messy that I don't use it most of the time.
Yeah, I love the water pick.
But I have those little floss picks too, and I use those.
Yeah. So I have those in my car. I floss in my car.
I have those in every room. I think I have one.
Yeah.
My desk is currently a disaster because I bought new furniture for my office.
You did?
And it's not, I have to put it together. But the shelf that was over here, I ordered a shelf and a like an L-shaped desk. And so I pulled everything off of the shelf that was over here and I dragged the shelf out and I listed it on the Buy Nothing local group. And so somebody could come get it for free. And then I went, oh, wait a second. And I got the notification that the new shelf had shipped. And I looked at the measurements and realized that the spacing on the shelves is not going to be big enough to hold vinyl records. It was like an inch too small. And it was too late for me to cancel the order. So I got it from Wayfair. So I called them when it got here yesterday. And I was like, here's the situation. I haven't even opened the box. I haven't done anything other than drag it inside. But I can't use it for what I ordered it for. So I need to return it. I have to pay $24 to return it. Could have been $20 if I wanted to drag it down the stairs to my car. And it's heavy. Like I couldn't lift it to get it into the house. I had to drag it from the porch into the house. So if I wanted to, I don't know, push it down the stairs and drag it to the car and take it someplace to the FedEx place and, then it would be $20. For an extra $4, they would come to the house and get it. I was like, let me do that one.
Listen, for $5, just have the fucker come into my house.
Right? I'd pay an extra 10 for that.
Out there.
Just so I don't have to touch it again.
Did your contractor dude?
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I have news about both contractors.
Oh, good. Okay.
So first of all, I was harassing the shit out of my friend who was going to do the basement, right? And he was supposed to come last week on Tuesday or whatever day. And he called me. He was sitting in traffic on the way back. And he said, hey, what does Thursday look like for you? Because I'm off altogether on Thursday. And then I could just come earlier in the day and I could knock the whole thing out. And I was like, all right, but please don't fuck me over. Please don't not show up. And so on Thursday, I texted him and said, hey, you still coming? And he said, I way overslept, but I got to run over to the Home Depot and get this, and then I'll be over. And then like 2 or 3 hours goes by, and I text him, and I'm like, bruh, the fuck? And he texts me back, or he calls me, and he said, they just called us into work. We got to do this and that. He said, what if I refund you the money that you paid? I know a guy who can do this, and he's probably available to do it pretty quick. And I'll make sure that he does it for what I was going to charge you or less.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, then I don't have to ask for the money back, and we're all good.
Right.
So I'm supposed to hear from him today about that dude. And then I said, while I have you on the phone, I think I told you that I told him I needed his recommendation for this roofer that he said he could get. I said, because the guy I've been talking to is less responsive than you. And he was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
So he gave me the info for this other place. They came out, like I called them on, I think Thursday. They were here by Friday morning. And the guy went and looked around and came back, and he said, I think we can get a reversal on your insurance company. I'll, send all this through our whatever department, and somebody will be in touch with you by next week. He texted me yesterday and said, somebody's coming by to take photos next Tuesday. But literally 5 minutes before he got here last Friday, literally 5 minutes, my phone rings. The guy says that he is the owner of the previous roofing company, which I didn't know the guy I was dealing with wasn't the owner, first of all. He says, my name is Hunter. I'm the owner. And the guy you've been dealing with has had to take a leave of absence. He's got some personal stuff going on. And so I'm looking over the notes, and I see what you've already started with him, and I'll be taking over your case. And I was like, no, you won't. I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen. And he was like, oh. And I said, well, it's just that I've been trying to get answers for a couple of months. It's been 5 weeks since I last heard from him. I haven't been able to, nobody let me know. I said, I'm sorry for what he's going through, if he's going through something, but nobody let me know that there was a situation happening. And so I really need to get this work finished. So I have somebody else. They're going to be here any minute now. And he was like, well, if they don't work out, just give us a call back. And I was like, oh, I sure will. Okay.
That guy has to be fucking, if I'm the owner of the I got to be hot.
Yeah. And he was cool about it, but how is he not 5 weeks ago? Because this is not new. I've had trouble getting a hold of this guy for a while. Every time I needed to communicate with him, it was taking forever to get a hold of him. And the only reason I gave him as much time as I did is because he came so highly recommended by my realtor, who I trust immensely.
Right.
So
was she recommending the guy or the company?
The guy.
Oh, really?
And so I texted her the other day, and I was like, hey, if you need another company to recommend people to instead of him, I'll let you know how this company does for me. And she was like, wait, what? she had no idea what was going on. And I told her what was going on. And she said, this pisses me off so much because he's my partner's best friend's husband.
You know, the tangled web we weave.
Yeah.
You know what I heard the other day? I heard Luke Bryan doing an interview with Bill Maher.
Okay.
Fucking good. That Luke Bryan is a normal, regular fucking dude.
He's a good dude.
At least from the interview that I listened to, he's just a dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. You know, I think that country artists sometimes get pigeonholed in the yeehaw, America, yeah, we got it, everybody else sucks. And he's just a regular dude. He's like, man, just listen to the talk. He's just like, he loves America. I'm not saying he doesn't love America. I'm saying he's just like, people are people. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about rap artists that he likes. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about just middle of the road, regular life. And he says that he said, or while him and Bill Maher were talking, they said exactly the same thing I said. Anybody who's traveled, I think, pretty much has this sort of idea, who's been around the country. Almost everybody's the same. That almost everybody wants the same shit. Safety, good place to live, cheap eggs. It's the extremes. Mm-hmm. And that's what they sort of it came to a conclusion. I was like,
which is interesting because he's best friends with Jason Aldean.
Yeah, well, but that's the other part of it. He said, he goes, I've got friends who don't see things the same way I do. So what?
Well, I think that I agree with that to some extent, but you and I don't see everything the same, but also you don't vote in a way that would literally take my rights away.
Oh, no.
And if you did, then we probably could not continue this show.
I wouldn't tell you.
Oh, I would know.
Because we're doing
I would know.
The money is rolling so good right now.
Yeah, I know. We would be missing so much if we quit this show.
No.
Did you see the shit with Kid Rock this week?
When he walked off stage because people didn't clap to this. What the fuck?
And it wasn't even at his own bar. It was at Bon Jovi's bar.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You know, it's funny now that you mentioned that. And the only part that's funny is that I often say that I'm not really too connected with pop culture. I kind of am. I think just by default, just by
being on social media, you're going to see stuff.
Yeah, by being on social media, but just because of the career path, it just makes you still have to. It doesn't ring to me anymore. But if you mention it, I may have glanced at, but I don't know enough about it because I'm not doing like what we used to do, know everything about everything.
Yeah, which I still have to do.
I got to see this. I got to see the Grammys. I got to watch stuff. You got to watch all this bullshit. And you're like, oh, fuck. It's sort of a relief now that you can look at it and watch it and be part of it without having to know it. Mm-hmm. You can sort of observe the way that everybody else, the people who aren't crazy, observe.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get there what that's like.
Right. No, but you're still in it.
Yeah.
So you have to be. Mm-hmm. It has to be part of your life.
Yeah.
And your whole input. It's kind of fucking. But I like just being an observer now. It's kind of nice because you get little pieces of it. It's also easier to say what the fuck because when you're in it, you can't say what the fuck. You have to go like.
Actually, I can.
Well, you might be able to but. I
can't go straight like you suck if you're conservative. I can't do that.
No.
I do have to still but I think that I also make it pretty clear that I support LGBTQ rights and I am anti-racist and, things like that would get me labeled woke, which basically means I care about other people.
Yeah, it's so the woke saying woke is just silly. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was silly then. It's silly now.
Yeah. But I think by now, if I haven't weeded out everyone that's a problem for, then they're not paying attention.
No, but I really think, Jess, that most normal people live in the middle and don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are in your circle, the ones that have similar beliefs or more than less of the same beliefs you have, are just the same as the people who have fewer of your beliefs. They just say, hey, that's Jess. She's cool. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, she thinks this is all right. I don't. So what? Let's fucking have a cocktail.
And I did get a couple of years ago, Fox News they were mocking Casey Musgraves for saying fuck at a music festival or something. And it was a music festival that was not for children. Do you remember this? It was a couple of years ago.
It is in my head.
And they were mocking her for it. And she slapped back on social media in some way. And I talked about it in my music news. And I said, hey, Fox News 1950 called and they want their double standards back or something like that. And I immediately got feedback from some listeners who thought it was hilarious. And they were like, is that going to come up again? Are we going to get to hear it again? And my boss calls me and he's like, we got a complaint. What did you say? You're making fun of Christianity. And I was like, what?
What?
You're making fun of conservatives. No, I'm not. So I had to send him the audio file so that he didn't have to wait around for it to, come up on the the service. And I had to send him the audio file and say, I did not make fun of conservatives.
No, again, because of your background and where you come from, one complaint out of, if you got one complaint and you have whatever it is, 100,000 listeners, 200,000 listeners.
I'm doing fine.
Huh?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One complaint.
And my boss was not mad at all.
No, but are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There are some people who fucking lose their minds, though. Oh, a complaint. Oh, my God. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You wish for complaints.
Yeah.
You don't want all complaints, but
no, but I wish for the funny ones.
A complaint is just as good as praise.
That's right.
It just really is. And we didn't even talk about the football game. What a fabulous game.
I didn't watch it at all.
No, well, all you got to know is that the Eagles just crushed.
Well, I knew that, and I knew that I would know what happened because social media is a thing. And I didn't care about either team. And I just thought, the NFL decided to remove end racism off the end zones to make Donald Trump happy. And I was fuck them. So I just decided that normally I would probably just have the game on anyway so that I could watch the commercials and have a, back of the mind idea of what happened in the game. And I just decided that the NFL was not going to get my viewership because of that. Like, I'm not going to support that. So I didn't watch.
There was a couple of good commercials.
Well, it's not like I'm not going to have a chance to see them ever again.
There was a couple of good ones. No, it was a pretty darn good game. I mean,
and I won $100 without watching the game.
You did?
I did.
On your squares?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I won $140.
Nice.
On the game. And mine was a sports book bet.
Mm-hmm.
And my sports book bet was that the next play would be a touchdown for the Eagles. And it was the Eagles had a turnover. And it was a 48-yard pass to Devonta Smith. And it was a touchdown. And I won $140.
Nice.
On a $2 bet.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's very nice.
I said, oh man, I wish I would have bet $10.
Right. All right. I got to go because that acting class that I was telling you about is tonight.
Yeah, I so want to know more about that next time we talk about what exactly you're doing and what some of these little skits are you're doing and filming. It sounds fabulous.
I mean, we're not filming it, but we have to do it live, like on the camera in front of the class.
You bet your ass someone's filming it.
Well, it's recorded on Zoom. I could probably
famous,
share video of it.
If you become famous, here's Jess's first acting.
Let's all hold our breath for that.
Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye.